So what happens exactly when your mom drops off a robot vacuum that she no longer has a use for? Well, it's time to get out your phone, open up Facebook Marketplace, and start selling. But what's that? You've never had the chance to list on Facebook Marketplace before? Well, this is just the video for you. What is going on, everyone? This is Riley with the Riley Reform channel, and today I am going to show you how to list on Facebook Marketplace. Create a listing from scratch. This is not just any listing video. Today I'll be walking through how I created this Facebook Marketplace listing of this robot vacuum. If you have not already seen my previous video I made where I talked about how to start selling on Facebook Marketplace, make sure you check that out, as this video builds upon that previous one. So the pictures I took, for example, descriptions and titles, I've referenced that in my last video, but today I'm going to actually post that listing. So without further delay, this is how to create a listing on Facebook Marketplace. All right, so I have grabbed my phone and I am going to open up the Facebook app and go to the Marketplace tab. So when you open up Facebook, at the top, you're going to see a few options. There's sell, for you, local, and more, but you're just starting out, so you're going to want to post a listing. That is the sell button. So let's click sell. There's a lot of options here, but you're going to want to focus on one of them, and that is the create listing, which should be at the very top. It's the blue button. So let's click that. So in here you have one item, multiple items, vehicle, or home, for sale, or rent. So I'm posting a robot vacuum, which is not a vehicle or a home, and it's only one. So I'm just going to click one item, and chances are that is most of the time what you will be selling. So let's click one item. Okay, now there are a few more options. So you can create a video like I had talked about, or you could add photos and videos. So I'm going to add photo first. All right, so you'll see all of the robot pictures that I took are here. So I'm going to click the first picture. The first picture that you pick is important because that's kind of like the profile picture in a sense of your listing. It's the first picture that will show up. You can select up to 10, and I only took 7 pictures. So I'm just going to include all of them. So then I'm going to click done, and all of the pictures are there. So then I'm going to click create a video 1 minute max. So once you click that, I took a video earlier of the robot going back and forth, just showing that it works. So I want to click that video, which is the 24-second one. And once you click it, it will just kind of show a little bit of a preview, and you can see there it is. It's going around. So cool. Yep. Click next. So wait for video to process to continue. So while that is going on, I am going to enter in all of the other details, and it looks like it just finished processing. So that was very quick. Okay, so now we have all of our pictures and the video. So the title. So this, I had talked about a good title in my last video, but I think a great title for this is Shark IQ Robot Vacuum. Make sure you spell it correctly. Okay, so I talked about this in my last video, but you want to make sure that your title is descriptive enough that you kind of have those keywords down. So I wouldn't just want to put robot vacuum. I would want to put Shark IQ Robot Vacuum, because that's more descriptive on what it is. Robot vacuums can range quite a bit. So this one is a decently priced one though. So for price, I mentioned in my video that I think 300 is kind of what I'm aiming for. 200 would be like a minimum, because brand new, this item is over $400. So, and it's pretty much brand new. So 300 I think is very, very good. I can't put quite new. It's open. It has been used, but not very long. I will put used like new. There are a couple different options for a description. So new would be like you have opened it and looked at it. That's it. Maybe it's not even open. That's new. Used like new is, I would say, definitely great quality, but it does have slight wear. Like normal wear would be perfectly fine. Used good would be like, yeah, it has some blemishes. Maybe it's just not in great condition. And then used fair would be, I would say, poor condition, because there is no less of a condition than used fair. So used fair is just okay, still usable, but maybe it's not working 100% correctly. For description, okay, so here is where I said I like to format it into sections. So I think a good description would be selling my Shark IQ robot vacuum. Selling this because my parents no longer have a use for it. Product works great as intended and can be mapped to any house! Exclamation point. also comes with a self-empty base, exclamation point. Make sure you have correct punctuation, correct grammar, correct spelling. These things make a difference. Like, you are advertising a product, so you want to make sure you represent it in the best way possible. So I'm just going to double check, read. Okay, so that looks good. Now I'm going to say includes, and then I like to list out everything, just make it very clear what people are getting. So I'm going to put Shark IQ robot vacuum. Luckily it does highlight something when you don't spell it correctly. I'm going to put self-empty docking station, and then box and documentation. All right, and then I like to put one more like little paragraph, and what I'm going to put for that is looking to sell product and can do porch pickup or shipping, period. If you have any questions, let me know. And then there are more listing options. So I'm gonna click that down arrow there. Okay, so when you enter the title, sometimes it will automatically put in there what you want as a category. So for category, it put robot vacuum cleaners. That's what it is, so that's great. You wanna make sure the category is accurate because that's a big section of it. Let's see, I'm gonna do delivery. Let's see if I can click this. Okay, so you'll see this is a zip code. Delivery method, this is what I talked about in my last video. There are multiple options. So there are shipping local pickup, shipping only, or local pickup only. I would be fine shipping and local pickup. I have a box, I can ship it as long as somebody wants to pay for it. So I'm gonna click that. And then the next option is shipping method. So choose shipping method, use a prepaid shipping label or use your own shipping label. I would recommend clicking use a prepaid shipping label, and then package details. This is definitely a heavier package. So you'll see kind of it estimates. I haven't exactly weighed my product. Maybe I should. So I'm just going to guesstimate. Obviously it's more expensive than a dress or a pair of shoes. I don't think it's quite dumbbell heavy though. I would say it's 5 to 10 pounds. It's probably about the size of a computer. I'll click that, and then shipping carrier. This is where it will tell you who you want to use as a shipping carrier. And it also says the prices. So to ship it with UPS ground, that's $17.36. With USPS priority mail, it's $22. So pick the cheaper one. I mean, you can pretty much drop these off anywhere. If you don't know where to drop them off, just Google like UPS drop off point or USPS drop off point, and a lot of times you'll have very many options near you that you can drop them off. Now you have the option to, do you want to charge the person buying the shipping, or do you want the shipping to come out of your selling fees? So if I click this here, the person buying sees free shipping, but then you get less of a payout. Facebook will take out not only the 5% that I had mentioned, but they'll also take out the cost of the shipping. This is $17, so that's a decent amount. I am going to list it at first where the buyer pays for it, and if I don't see any action, maybe I'll want to consider changing this in the future. I'll just say it's up to the buyer to pay for the shipping. So let's click close. All right, so you'll see estimated payout. I'll just click this drop down real quick to show you what it looks like. The subtotal is $300. That's the base price that I listed it. The buyer's shipping cost is $17.36. Total paid by buyer is $317. This is not entirely accurate because what it doesn't say here is that a buyer also has to pay for tax. So I know this for a fact, tax will be added on. So a buyer might be paying whatever 5% of $300 is. Keep that in mind, it will tell you your estimated payout, but you will get paid what it says here. So if somebody buys this for $300, the selling fee is 5%. So that's $15.87. My estimated payout is $284. That is accurate. So now I'm gonna click done. And what I would recommend, there is list in more places. So this is where you can join a group, and I've talked about this in some of my previous videos. I live in Stevens Point. I have multiple groups in Stevens Point or Rapids, two places that I visit frequently. I'm going to post these in the groups because all of these groups are based upon like selling something. So maybe somebody will be interested in this. So I'm gonna click all of those, and then that was listed in more places. Now additional listing options. So let's click this. This is the additional information. So color, I don't really know the color matters, but I just fill these out anyway. Brand, if you don't know one of these, you could totally leave it blank. This is like additional information. And then you also have an option to hide from friends. So maybe you're posting something that's provocative, maybe. I don't know what people post. Maybe, for example, you're selling a stripper pole. Okay, I have seen this on Facebook for some reason one time. Maybe you're posting that and you don't want your friends to know about it. Well, then you can hide that from your friends. Normally I recommend leaving this off just because, you know, like maybe your friend wants to know what you're selling. Maybe your friend might be interested in what you're buying. So the less people you can exclude, the better, but that option is there if you don't want somebody to know what you're selling. It's sensitive, I guess. So I'm gonna click next. And now it's just kind of reviewing the listing. So click next again. And now there's an option for offers. So basically when somebody buys this through shipping, they can put in an offer and then you will get an offer and then you can either accept it, decline it, or decline it with a counter offer. Let's say, for example, lowest price you'll consider. The minimum price has to be 50% of your listing price and lower than your listing price. The default was 150, which is half of the 300, obviously, is what I put. For an offer, honestly, I wouldn't consider anything less than 250. Later on, I might come in and adjust this, but a lot of times I mess around with offers and sometimes you never know. When somebody buys something through shipping, they might put in an offer and you can accept it or decline it. 250 I think is pretty fair. And then you'll see every place that you're publishing it. I am just going to click publish again. And now it is publishing it. Depending on your upload speed, your internet, it might take a few minutes, but it's publishing. So, okay, now it says active. That means it's published and we'll wait and see. I'll update everybody down in the comments once something actually does happen with this. Overall, I think this video will give you a good idea on what you need to do to create a listing from scratch on Facebook. I know there are lots of options, but I hope walking through all these options in detail give you a greater idea on how to get started with your new listing, and best of luck to all you master sellers out there. If you have not already, please consider subscribing to my channel and liking the video, as it does help out my small channel grow more and more every day. And make sure to check out all of my other Facebook Marketplace videos. But that has been it for me. This is Riley with the Riley Reform channel. I hope to see you in the next video, and I hope your day is as pleasant as you are.